that hip is driving back. We're going to do about 4 more of these. All right, now as you can, I want you to take your hands, I want you to come as low as you can. Everybody's flexibility is different. So we're just getting those hips nice and warm. I've had a lot of clients that I've been training online tell me that their hips are not very mobile. So we're going to work on some hip mobility and a lot of booty, a lot of core today. So now I want you to try to come down a little lower. If you don't need support, I want you to drive your hips back. Now this is level 3. Press through the hips. Put your hands here if you need to. So I'm sitting pretty low, and you may not have that flexibility in your hip, but we want to get there, right? So if you want to come down for support, you can also do this. Drop the hands, lift the toe, push up, drop the hips, lift the toe, and it's okay if your heel comes up and you're like, I can't get down there. No worries, that's why we're doing this today, hip mobility. Drop, pull, lift. So you might be here, right? Just stay with me on those hips. We got 2 more. Ideally, you want to get to where you can come all the way down, push all the way up, come all the way down, push up. So if here's where you're starting, good job. All right, guys, we got 4 more. So again, you can come down, pushing up, roll to the toe. Just notice if one heel comes off the ground. We got 1 more. We're staying here, we're turning into a runner's lunge. If you're real tight in the hips, lower the knee. I want you to turn away from me. Drop your hip and rotate. All right, we're gonna shift back into our hip. We're gonna work our hamstring. Our chest is lifted. We're gonna point, flex, flex. Now, the stronger you feel that back is, very light on the fingertips. Keep that core in, we're warming up the back. Keep your toe up if you can. Take your back hand, lift it up, come back and touch your ankle. Back hand, touch your ankle. So again, we're just working on mobility to start. Reach and pull. So I rode in the car for 8 hours yesterday. So my hips are super tight. I don't know about yours, what y'all did for Memorial Day. All right, let's shift back. Turn your heel up and let's see how low you can go here. Just stay. Just pull that toe up. So a lot of people travel on Memorial Day, so their hips are really tight. Can't come this low, no worries. Shift up, come to the other side. Let's see how you do on this side. You're like, Susie, I ain't doing that. That's fine. Pivot, let's get this hip mobilized. Knee over your heel, lower your knee, squeeze your bum, right? All right, we're gonna stay here, and now we're gonna take that arm up. We're gonna come back and hold, or we can just stay here. Come back and hold. So we're exhaling and we're twisting away from each time. 1 more time. All right, let's shift back. Keep your chest lifted, flex your toe, point your toe. Notice if this hip, front hip is pulled back. Try to press it forward. We got 3 more. Let's mobilize the waist here as well. So open. Come on back. 1 more. All right, guys, we're swinging around. We are starting on the floor today. So if you want to make all these exercises harder, you're going to grab a 5-pound weight when I do, or you don't have to use any weight at all. So we're going to start off with core. Level 1, you're always on your knees, your hips squeezed, right? Level 2, you can be on your toes, and I'll vacillate in and out. All right, guys, here we go. I've got my timer, and we're starting the exercise. So whatever you feel comfortable doing. We're going to pull our left knee into our right elbow, right knee into our left elbow, hinge back. So we're going to do this for 1 minute. We're pulling our belly button in, and we're exhaling. If you need to stay in the downward dog longer, do that. So we're just warming up our entire core. Knee to elbow, knee to elbow. Remember, you can also come down on your knees, knee to elbow, hinge back. So we got about 20 more seconds. The more you can touch that elbow, the better. Stretch back. Remember, you can go slower or faster when our minute's up. We'll go to a different exercise. All right, there's our minute. Grab your 1 pound or 5 pound weight, put it behind your knee. Come down to your elbows, and we're gonna lift and cross, lift and tap down. So I wanna keep my core tight, really squeezing that weight. And again, this is one leg. This is 1 minute. What you wanna look for is if your rib cage drops down, because it typically does, pull it up. Keep your neck in line with your spine. Try to touch the side of the floor, really get those hips. Remember, we're focusing on hip mobility, hip strength this morning. So you got about 20 more seconds. If you need to slow that down, you don't have to do a weight, but a 5 pound weight, even an 8 or a 10 will work, or a 2 pound. We got 10 more seconds, guys, and then we're gonna go back to that plank with knees coming into your elbows. Back nice and flat. All right, so there's our minute. Now we're gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna come here, we're gonna pop up to our plank, lock it out, tailbone under, knee to elbow, hinge back. So if you're level 1, knee to elbow, lift your knees up, push back. So either one of those work. So make sure you can get those knees to touch your elbow each time. So really improve that mobility. You got about 25 more seconds. So things to think about, are my glutes tight? Am I keeping my ribs and hips nice and tight? You got 15 more seconds, and we're going to do the other side on that leg lift. Stay with me. If you want to make this harder, you just go a little quicker. Make it more cardio. All right, there's our minute. We get our weight. We put it behind our other leg. Can't see who's joined me, but I have several of you. Good morning. All right, so that knee comes up, crosses over to the outside. Really keep your rib cage tilted under. So watch that lower back arching. Keep your shoulders strong. And squeeze that glute nice and tight. So your neck is in line with your spine. Once you see what I'm doing, try not to turn your head. Try to look straight forward at those fists. I am pulling my shoulders down away from my ears. I've got 20 more seconds. Tapping that knee out to the side. 15 more seconds. We're going to do a variety of plank type work. And again, you can go to a higher surface like a couch or a chair to do them. All right, there it is. So I'm going to show you how to do it on an easier version. So if you want to come to a couch or a high surface, you can go knee to elbow, hip pinch. So this is going to be the easiest version. So knee to elbow, touch. You still want to try to get that knee to touch, right? You can also come down here, knee to elbow, keep those shoulders packed, extend. So the beginners also can be here, knee into your elbow, hinge back. So I'm going to stay with my more advanced version. I've got 20 more seconds. I've got 15 seconds. We're going to do that leg lift again. We'll do a couple of sets on each side. 3, 2, 1. All right, grab that weight again. Put it behind your knee. Come down to your elbows always. Start your knee lift. So again, my back is nice and flat. My shoulders are pulled down away from my ears. And I'm not swinging my weight, right? These are my favorite running tights, by the way. You guys like them? Please let me know you are here. It helps me stay motivated to do these. Try to make it a service to all my friends to stay moving, and it also gives me some accountability. Guys, you got 20 more seconds. Can you keep that seat super tight and your belly in nice and tight? You can also take that weight out from behind your knee. Try to touch the outside, way out there. Really improve that hip strength 8 seconds, and we're gonna go back to that plank. I'm gonna show you the modified version again. All right, so there's your minute. So if you can't do it on the floor, this is gonna be you. Come up to your plank. You might hold here for a second. Tuck your pelvis, knee to elbow, push back. Stay here a little longer if you need to. Hold your core. Our core is our front of our body and the back. So this is gonna work everything you got, girl. You got 30 more seconds. So maybe you wanna hold here for a little while and then pull in and maybe just hold here for a little while. Or do you need more rest? Can you stay here? Make it yours. We got 20 more seconds. We're gonna go back to that other knee. Locking out my core, connecting my knee to elbow. Exhaling when I come back. Nice and strong. Give me 5 more seconds if you can. We're gonna go right back to that knee lift. All right, guys, come out of that floor, get the weight, put it behind your other knee. Belly button in, start when you're ready. Squeeze, tap. Now, can you touch the floor when you cross over? That's another good indication of hip mobility. So we're tapping the floor on the outside. We're keeping that plank going on. We're tapping the outside. We're keeping that neck in line with our spine. And just like Michael Jackson said, don't stop till you get enough, right? 30 seconds. We're squeezing. We're going to change our exercise. So we're tapping our knee, squeezing our glutes, really pushing through. We're getting ready to grab a band. If you don't have a band, you're just going to use resistance in your upper body with your weight. 10 seconds. Hope you're feeling a little bit of a burn in your glute. Watch the lower back. 3, 2, 1. Guys, put your weight down. Stand up with me. We're going to grab our band. We're going to put it around our foot. If you don't have a band, you're just going to do regular lat rows. We're pulling and pushing. So if you have a band at home, you can also use pantyhose. Who has pantyhose? I don't have any. But if you had pantyhose, you could grab them. You put the waistband underneath your foot, and you grab the legs and you pull. The pantyhose trick. Y'all are all ready to get your pantyhose, aren't you? All right, so if I want to make this harder, which I don't, but if I did, I'm going to roll that up, right? Let's see, we got 25 seconds. So when you get back here, if your elbows are here, retract. Pull your belly button in. Keep both knees bent. So we'll come back to this exercise, right? So working with weights is great, but bands also give you a different way to work the eccentric, the lengthening contraction. You want to keep that core and lower back strong. All right, guys, so now we've got bicep curl. Same thing. You can pull the shoulders back, pull it up. Quick, slow. If you don't have a band, then just get your weights and stay with me, right? So we're going to try to go tempo and then one arm and leg. So we're going to go 4, 3, 2. Now if you stay with 2, stay with 2, or you can go 4, 3, 2. You can do 4 here with both, or 8 here both. 1. See how much longer we have. We got 25 seconds, so you should be getting tired. If you're too tired and can't finish, finish with one arm. So whatever weight you've chosen. So we're trying to do 2 for 4, and then 1 each. So we got 2 more here. We got one arm. 4. Try to go all the way up to that shoulder, depending on the strength of your pantyhose. Woo! 5 seconds. We're going to go back to that lat row. All right, there's your We're just going to change legs just so we're uneven. Again, bend both knees, roll your shoulder blades back. Row whatever tempo you want. I like to be with music, right? Again, we're not letting those elbows come out. We're keeping that chest tall. Now, one more thing to check. Both knees are bent. Make sure your tailbone's not too far out. So I'm pulling, I'm keeping my neck in line with my spine. So ladies, right underneath your bra line, this is where we want to feel this. Now what if you've got weights and you can't finish? You can go one arm at a time, just like you do with the bicep, right? Let's see, we got 20 more seconds, so maybe do 1 row, 1 arm. Mix it up a little bit. Stay with me, we're gonna go back to that bicep. Also, please let me know you were here. At some point, Guys, we got 6 seconds. Both knees bent, belly in, our lats should be tired. All right, we're gonna change feet for bicep. Palms up, easy grip. We're gonna do 4 here. If you wanna stay with 2, you can. You can use weights coming up and down. I like the bands. Or you can just do 1 arm at a time. But really work on that full range of motion, trying to keep your elbows into your rib cage. So tempo here, let's mix it up a little bit. Side and front, front, side. And you can go side with your singles. So when you're working your bicep, try to work different range of motion instead of just that same old bicep curl, right? Are your knees bent? Let's see, we got 15 seconds left. Pull and push, pull and push. Tailbone under, we got 4 to go here. And then we gotta work our tricep coming up. Yeah. 4, 3, 2. Your bicep should be fried. Let's grab your weights for tricep. I'm gonna do overheads. So I'm gonna tilt under and I'm gonna push forward. At the very end, I'm gonna roll the weight up to the sky. Now if you can't do that, you're gonna just stay here. You're gonna do 4 kickbacks with the palm up at the end. So straight back, palm up at the end. If you're doing overheads with me, straight up, keep your elbows right into your ears. And on the 4th one, roll your palms up so your palms face me. Can you touch your back? Can you keep that tailbone under? You can go faster than me, so do 2 if you want. On the 3rd one, you can roll those palms forward, tailbone under. So you got 15 more seconds, so if you're not getting burned out, get a heavier weight, right? Nice job, guys. We're gonna go right into squats after this. Push and pull, stay with me. All right, now we're gonna go into squats. So you're just gonna sink, come halfway up, sink, up on your toes. Sink, halfway up, sink, up on your toes. Sink, just halfway, sink, up on your toes. So you're gonna go faster than me if you wanna make it more cardio. So this will be cardio here. Down, halfway, down, toes, down. So if you're not wanting cardio, slow it down. Halfway, squeeze your booty on your toes. Just telling you how much longer we have, 28 seconds. So let's try to make it more cardio. Down, halfway, all the way down up to your toes. Pull your shoulder blades back. Try to stay with me. And you can drop your weights if you're working too much now. Almost there. We're gonna go back to that triceps. We're just generating a little heart rate. Squat halfway. All right, triceps. Overhead again, 2 straight up. 3rd one, palms come up, facing me. Again, if you can't do that, 2 straight back. On the 3rd one, palms up. Pick which one works for you. Inhale, exhale. Palms up. Both knees bent. So we're gonna get every muscle group. We're getting ready to come down to the floor after squats. So again, notice if your elbows are flaring. Touch the back of that neck. Show you the other modified version. We got 12 seconds. Squeeze, squeeze, and then rotate, push. Belly in, push. All right, guys, we're into our squats. So we're gonna make it cardio this time. So I'm gonna go tempo with the music, but you can go slower if you need to. Squat, halfway hold, up on the toes. Halfway hold, yes. Halfway hold, push. So you can even make a little jump here if you want. I don't have shoes on, so I will show you one what that looks like. So a little push and a cushion. That'd be for advanced. That'd also be a way to get your heart rate up, right? How much time we have? 30 seconds. If you're not going like, oh my gosh, I only got 25 seconds. I can't make it, then I'm right here. Sit halfway. But your quads should be burning. Water break's coming. We're going to the floor. How much time do we have? Woo! 8 seconds. 3 more to go. 2 more. 1 more, put your weights down, grab a drink. Gonna see who else with me. Woohoo! All right, girls, keep moving. This is just light cardio. Put your knee up to your chest, elbows up, elbow to knee. So we got 1 minute here. If you want to make this harder, what are you gonna do? You're gonna hold those weights up. I've got shoulder issues, so I am not doing that. So same thing we did in our plank. How we were down here, right? We're still using that core. This is a good option for those of you who can't do planks yet. How much time do we have? We got 10 seconds. Come on, touch that knee. Pull, 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 pull. Just boosting that cardio. You're welcome to go faster than me. All right, let your heart rate come down. We're gonna do 16 little squats. So let the heart rate drop. Remember, coming down to the floor, getting that booty. A lot of core, nice deep breath. So we're nice and warm now, guys, right? When you come to the floor, bring your band with you and your weights. Let's do 4 more. 2 more. Now, if your heart rate is too high, I want you to march in place while I'm transitioning down. When you feel like your heart rate's dropped enough to come down, then great. Come onto the floor with me. All right, so we're going to start out on the floor. We're going to start on our arms and knees again. I'm going to turn sideways. So our knee comes to the side and back, and then we circle around 2 times. Same thing, so knee goes side, back, circle around. Now level 2 goes side, straight leg, circle, circle. So side, straight leg, circle around. Now the key here is to keep those shoulders steady, drive that hip back. You got 20 more seconds on this side. So knee side, knee up, circle around. If you tend to come up here, what that does is it allows your lower back to drop down, and it can actually hurt your back. So if you're up here, that may feel more comfortable, but you want to make sure your elbows are bent. Let's do 5 more. Circle. All right, guys, quickly, other leg. Side, back, circle. Make sure the weight's even on your elbows, right? We are improving the strength of our hips today. Is the weight even on your elbows? Can you make that circle bigger? Side, back. Nice, big circle. Keep going. Side. Shoulders relaxed, guys. Hang with me. Few more. Can you go higher? Higher. Remember, level 3, you can extend that leg to the back. Side, so it looks like this. Push. Circle. Almost there. Side. Back. Circle. Neck in line with your spine. Seems like forever a minute, right? It should. Good job, guys. There's our minute. Quickly grab your weights. Come on down to a hip bridge. Walk your feet way out. Not close. We lift, we push out, we pulse up for 3. 1, 2, 3. Do that again. So we lift, open, lower to the ground, now pulse. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. Squeeze the outside of your hip. Remember, we're strengthening those hips. This will improve your walking ability. You guys who are running still, great. Not me. All right, so what am I thinking about? Relaxing my shoulders, but really getting into those glutes. Push, open, push. Give me a strong squeeze up. Again, we're coming up, we're staying wide. Now we really hold to the glutes. On the pulses, let's push the knees in. So we come up, out. When you pulse, squeeze in. Yes, drop those weights. We're gonna do a 1 minute double time crunch. Hold here. stay with me. We're not letting that head touch either, and we're keeping that neck supported. That core is nice and tight. Could you go a half an inch higher and stay in that little baby crunch zone? Maybe move your arms out. Maybe lift your knees up. Maybe shoot your legs out. Lots of options to make it harder for your minute. Hands behind the head if you need to. Stay just straight up. Lift that tailbone to the sky. Push that back down. Stay with me. Push, push. Let that neck stay relaxed, guys. Come on, stay strong. Push, push. One more set of 8, 7, 5, 3. There's our timer. Grab our weights again. This time we're going to put one weight across our hip. Put it on your left hip, right leg in the air. We lift, we touch our knee, we lift and lower. Now that other hand is off the ground. It's going to go behind you when the leg lowers. The hand holding the weight keeps the elbow off the ground. This is really working one side of your body. Of course, we'll have to do the other one. Lift. A little bit of brain work, right? We need brain work in our 60s, 70s. So we're squeezing up, back, up, lower. Now if you can't finish, put that weight off and just hold the hip. Remember, same arm that's going back is the same leg. If I've lost you, just play with it a little bit. You're doing good. So lift, core working, glute definitely working. Let's change legs. Weight on the other hip, left leg in the air. Arm up to start. You can stay with this. You can also do it without the weight. Squeezing this glute. All right, let's add that leg extension. So up, come down. So we've got that elbow of the opposite arm off the ground, right? We've got that weight across our hip. Working one leg at a time because we typically have one strong side. Inhale, exhale. Could you move that foot away from you a little more and get more to the back of that leg? Nice and deep. Up, up, hang with me, up, push. Inhale, exhale. So the reason I'm working hips so much is I went hiking in Creed, Colorado, and I realized I needed to have stronger hips. All right, guys, I got that burnout again. You can stay with this, or you can do bicycles. If you're gonna do bicycles, feel like you're pushing your heel away. So you can just do little crunches, or you can do bicycles, or you can be crazy, and you can mix it up. Now make sure you're not rolling side to side. You're actually twisting up. Once again, just like that plank. A different way to work, knee to elbow. We're almost done, guys. Come on, pull that knee to your elbow. Push, push. Come on, connect that elbow to your knee. That minute's got to be up soon, right? Big push, big push. Stay with me. Flex, flex, push, push. Almost in that last minute. Push it, push it. There's your minute. Quick break. Pull both knees in. Open the knees for hip mobility. Let's reverse that. Pull one knee in, extend the other leg out. If you can, straighten that leg out. Let's switch. Now we're going to hold the bottom heel off the ground and pull 2. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. My space is tight. So we grab 1, pull 2. Grab 1, pull 2. Notice my bottom, my straight leg is staying off the ground. And I'm pushing my lower back. If you don't need the grab, level 2, you're just going to grab, pull higher. Pull higher. Level 1, you can also put that bottom foot down and pull, right? Lots of options. You're at your house, you can do it. So no arm. Could you touch the knee to your chest? And that's cheating if you have your chest larger than mine. All right, guys, pull them in. Let's breathe again. Clamshell to work the hips, and then we are done. We're rolling on the side. If you want to make it harder, put your weight on top of your knee. Come on down. Lift, lower. So I've got my hand in front. Now if you have a band and you want to put it around your knees, you sure can. Lift, lower, lift. Advanced would lift the both feet off the ground and keep your knee high. So in other words, you don't want your feet resting. When this knee comes up, I want you to drive this hip forward. Again, guys, everything we're doing today really strengthens the hip, which connects to your lower back. Push. If you start to roll back, then I need you to rest because you're tired and you're working the back now. Try to keep those feet up. We're almost there. We're going to swing around the other side. Let's see how much longer we have. 3 seconds. All right, swing around. Again, if you're using that weight, do the same thing on this side. Knee here with the feet down, right? If you're not using the weight, lift the feet up, connect the knees. You can go ahead and lay all the way down. This hand comes forward. Open that hip, drive that top hip forward. So strong hips help us prevent falling. As we get older, we can get back up. We're gonna do that same hip mobility exercise we did in the warm-up because we're gonna need that stretch now. So again, this top hip, keep checking. It's gonna wanna roll back. Keep pushing it forward. Pull the belly button in. Can you get that knee a little higher? Make sure your feet haven't dropped down. Guys, we got 12 seconds and we're on the home stretch. Come on, push, tap, push, tap. Looking good, looking good. Woo, stay with me, stay with me. Mercy, all right guys, pull both knees into your chest. Just gonna turn my music down a little bit. All right, so now we're gonna work on hip mobility, just like the warm-up. So open up your feet. Level 1, you're gonna stay here. We're gonna try to stay here for 30 seconds and hold. So I'm watching my clock, so you can either stay here. So notice if you can get that heel down. So maybe after you warmed up and you did all that hip work, you can go deeper, right? And no worries if you can't. If your knee won't work, then hold yourself up and go as deep as you can or support yourself. We got 15 more seconds. Now we're gonna try to transition to the other side with no hands. So why am I asking you to do that? Because that helps you get up. Falls, fractured hips, are the #1 reason a lot of women in their 60s, 70s, and 80s don't recoup. So they get injured and they break their hip. The typical death rate is a lot higher. All right, so if you need to use your hands, shift over, but try to see if you can do it without your hands. So we're gonna be here 30 seconds. So you can see in the warm-up, I couldn't get my heel down, now I can. I'm just gonna breathe into this. I'm gonna drive all my weight, I'm not gonna bounce back into my hip. So I'm breathing, mobilizing those hips, staying with me, watching my clock. So if you don't work on hip mobility and strength and you have lower back problems, that's probably why, right? All right, let's see if we can shift over. How'd you do? We got 10 seconds here. No worries if you used your hands. Tighten that core next time we transition. You're gonna get $1 million if you can transfer that weight over, right? Sit into that hip. Pull that toe up. 5, 4, 3, all right? For your best shot, try not to use your hands. Dig in, shift. Woo! That's not easy, I know. Push that hip down. We're here only 10 seconds, guys. So that's going to be your goal for the end of the year. It takes a long time to mobilize those hips. 4, 3. Push on your hands. Bring both knees out to the side. Now this does not look pretty, but it really opens up the hips. So bring your heels right underneath your seat. Take your elbows, drive them out. And again, if you can't go this low, you're just going to push one knee out, one shoulder down. And we're all going to do this here in a second. So go as low as you can. Trying to get both hips mobile, trying to push out on both knees, or you can just bring the elbows here. The hardest part is staying. The hardest part is fighting that urge to get up, right? So take some deep breaths. Try to let more of your weight sink. If you need to come up for a second, come back, that's great. Really want to get those hips mobile. You can shift side to side, but try not to come out of it. Watching my clock. I know it's a long time. 10 seconds, how you doing? Can you stay here? You can rotate, you can breathe. You can curse at your own at your house. 4, 3, put your hands down, lift your heels up, and come to a forward fold. So if you can't touch the floor, put your hands on that couch, right? We're going to drop our head. We're just going to hang out. We're going to try to fold our elbows and lengthen our elbows towards the floor. As you exhale, soften the knees a little bit and come a little further. We're staying here 30 seconds. So while you're here, look at your knees and see if both of them are the same extension. So you don't want one knee bent more than the other, right? Guys, we got 13 more seconds in this extended stretch. Keep pulling those elbows down, shifting that weight forward. 3, 2, 1. We are turning into one leg. Now if you real tight in the hamstring, bring your hands to a high surface and just stay here. Both knees are bent. If you can come down, we're here 30 seconds. The last 30 seconds, we're going to do that hip mobility twist. Again, we're stretching all the muscles we just worked. So I'm pulling my belly button in. This knee can be soft. My head can be down. Breathe. All right, we've got 5 more seconds here. Then our back hand is going to lift. Remember, you can be here, and that's more supportive, and just twist wherever you can. Now, you got to lock out your core because you're going to be wobbly. Stay here. Try to keep twisting. Try to keep opening, lengthening out that back and hip. Breathe with me. Exhale. Can you turn more? Come on, keep reaching. Don't give up yet. Breathe deep, breathe deep. Open that shoulder a little more. Stretching that chest open. Stay with me. All right, we're coming back center for just a short time. We're just going to bend and straighten. And again, you can place your hands on a high chair. So wherever my hands are, you want to raise them up, or if you've got yoga blocks or anything like that. All right, guys, we're going to pivot into this other side, and we're here 30 seconds. So use the couch. Keep the chest extended for like 10 seconds, and then we're going to come over. So check out this back leg. This hip's going to want to pull back. Try to drive it a little more forward, and that might mean you have to come up a little higher. That's fine. Keep your belly in. Again, we want to have mobile hips in our 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. 8 more seconds. We're going to rotate wherever you can to the back. May not be much. All right, here we go. Open that back arm. You're going to feel tightness in your hamstring, your lower back, your back calf. You might be wobbly, totally expected. We're challenging that core for 15 seconds. Can you twist more? Stay with it. Open, open. Hardest part is staying with the stretch. Breathe with me. Guys, we got 3, 2, 1. Come back. Bend right and left knee. And then have a seat on the floor. Last hip stretch. And then please let me know you were here. So, the last time I did this, a lot of people can't put their knee won't bend. That's fine. Bring this bottom leg in. Top leg can be out as far as you feel comfortable. If you have knee issues, try to pull it in. Ideally, pull it over. And crazy, pull your knees together. We're here 30 seconds, okay? So whichever one you're picking to do, this knee, you want to keep both hips secure. So if you're rocking hips, really find where both buns are on the ground. Now drop your head. We got 15 seconds just to relax and breathe. Exhale. Try to really let the head rest wherever's comfortable. All right, help yourself up. Let's change legs. Can you change legs without arms? Ah, that's another strength test, right? All right, try. Now you can use them to get those knees closer. Let's go. 30 seconds forward. And the final test, we'll be able to get up without our arms. That is a full function test. So if you can get up without arms, you're doing awesome. And if you can't, that's going to be your goal, is to get up there without your arms, because that's what prevents falls. 3, 2, 1, come up. All right, guys, so your goal is to sit somehow like this and get up. Don't try to push off your ankles. So figure out, how do you get up without hands? There's a million ways you can do it. Don't overthink it too much. So for me, I'm going to swing one leg around. I'm going to push up to a pretzel, slide my knees in, stand up. So you don't want to push off your hands. Now I can't see you at your house. So what you don't want to do is this, push, because you're not going to get up that way. So you might want to rock to the other side. That's maybe your strong leg. You might want to put that hand down, but you're not, right? Push up. Squeeze your glutes. This back leg's going to come forward. Keep your core tight. No hands. You guys did it. Let's finish with your IT band strong. Push your hips together. Look at your feet. They need to be nice and squeezed. Final hip stretch. Pull your rib cage up. Exhale. Stay with about 10 seconds. So this hip's pushing away. Palms are squeezing tight. Roll your armpit. Oh, that's going to feel so good after we work those hips. Squeeze your booty. Slowly come up. Inhale. Of course, the other side. Push it out. Drive those hips out. So I'm going to stay on for about 5 more minutes, just checking messages if you guys have any questions about your hips, if you have a specific exercise or a need, and come up. Breathe out. Inhale. Breathe out. Thanks so much for joining me. So you guys did great. And if you're doing this later, please just tag me and let me know you did it.